Welcome back to another edition of Brian's Garage. Today we're going to start a long-term test of Mother's CMX Advanced Science Ceramic Spray Coating. You know, there's a lot of talk right now about hydrophobic ceramic coatings for your car. You can spend $1,000 or more just getting these ceramic coatings done. But that's a lot of money, and I don't know if it's really worth it anyway. Maybe it is, but you know, I got these on Amazon for $40. So maybe this is a good solution. Now, I don't expect it to hold up as well as those $1,000 ceramic jobs that you get done by a professional detail shop, but if it's somewhat close, I'll take it. So let's try it out. Let's start the whole process off with the surface prep, and then we're going to use the spray coating, and then as time goes by, I'll use this ceramic washing coat, and you'll kind of see how it works over the time and over a couple months, and maybe it'll be worth it to you, maybe it'll be worth it to me, maybe it won't be worth it for anybody. So let's try it out. We're going to follow Mother's recommended process of how to apply the ceramic coat. But the first thing is you've got to make sure you really clean the car. Any dirt, road grime, dead bugs, any imperfections at all that are on the vehicle are going to be sealed in by the ceramic coat once you spray it on. So we want to make sure absolutely that it's super clean. So I've already done that. I've got some microfiber cloths. I've got the surface prep. We'll start with that. And then we'll be able to work into our actual spray coating itself. So let's start our test. Here we go. Wait a minute. I'm not going to test it on this. All right, here's our test vehicle. All right, I've got it super dried off, so there's no water spots, and it looks really nice. What I'll do is I'll divide this hood right in half, and I will coat half of it, and I'll leave the other half just as it is. So you'll be able to see how good of a job or how long it holds up. Okay, for surface prep, the instructions say apply to a small area, and that's important because you don't want it to dry. You want to spray it on, quickly wipe it, and then buff it dry. If it does dry, you have to go back and redo it again. So don't apply it to a warm vehicle. You want it to be cool, and you want to work quickly using two sides of your microfiber cloth. So spraying it on, I flip my towel, and I buff it off before it's dry. Small areas at a time. I'll just go throughout the whole vehicle this way. Well, in this case, we're just going to test it on the hood. Flip it. Okay, now for the ceramic spray coating itself. We're going to use two separate microfiber cloths. It's important that you use one to spray it on and wipe it in, rub it in real well. Let it sit for a little bit so it bonds for a few minutes into the paint. You don't want it to dry. If it dries, you do have to repeat the process. So let's do that very carefully. Let's spray it on. It says sparingly, don't go crazy, because if you overdo it, you'll have to fix that. Let's put on the spray nozzle, there we go. Okay. You only want to do one coat, and then you want to move on to other parts of the car. If you do need to come back and do another coat, you can, but you need to wait 24 hours. Okay, so now we waited 10 minutes. I come back and I can buff this off. Now I'm going to buff it in straight lines to help reduce any kind of streaking. The important thing about letting it sit for 10 minutes is that you have to let the ceramic coat bond to the paint. If you take it off too early, it will not stick. Let it sit for 10 minutes, then come back, buff it off. Additionally, you want to protect this finish for the next 24 hours. You want to keep it in the garage or keep it somewhere it's going to be dry, somewhere it's not going to get dirty. So protect this work that you've done. It's not hard. It's just pretty easy, actually. It's a lot easier than waxing a car, but protect it for one day before it gets any kind of rain or any kind of elements exposure. Okay, that's about it. Looks really good. Nothing to it. It was really easy to put on and to take off too. No effort really required at all. You know, a lot of the reviews I read said that there was like a white powdery crystalline dust, and I didn't see anything like that. I'm really happy with what I've got here. Worked well for me. And another tip, as soon as you're done, get your microfiber cloths into your washing machine right away. If the ceramic coating dries to your microfiber cloths, they become useless. So you want to wash them right away. Okay, it's 2 days later. No rain today, but we do have fog. You can definitely see something's going on here between the treated side and the not treated side. All right, we'll check back in again after it rains next time. Okay, just had a little bit of rain, and it looks like the treated side has a lot smaller little micro beads that are repelling the water. And of course, the non-treated side over here, just kind of big blobs of water. There's your difference. Okay, so 4 days after we treated, here's a interesting observation. The left side is dirtier than the right side, so clearly there's a difference with the treated side repelling dirt as well as the water. Okay, so it's been 3 weeks. We've got a misty rain going on right now, and you can barely see the difference here. This side, of course, is our treated side. It's beading up better. So yeah, there's something there, and it's coming off. You can see it sheeting off. The other side doesn't look a whole lot different though. Our next step is we'll treat this with a wash. I haven't washed it in 3 weeks, so it's due for a wash. We'll see what the ceramic coat wash does to this and if it revitalizes it. Okay, a little bit of rain 1 month later. Certainly some differences still, but not quite as pronounced as initially. Okay, now on this side, never mind. Okay, it's been 2 months since the first application of the Mother's CMX, and I think what we have here is pretty much all the CMX hydrophobic qualities have pretty much disappeared. So let's test it out. So a little water on here. It does look like it is sheeting off a little better on the treated side, but after 2 months, there's very little difference between the treated side and the untreated side. Okay, so now we're gonna try out the Mother's CMX ceramic wash and coat. And we're gonna jump right to the pro tip, which says for maximum water repellency, apply directly to wash mitt. So we're gonna do that. We'll see if that makes a difference and if that helps to rejuvenate the efforts that we've had so far. Okay, so we're gonna pour on just a little tiny bit, see what we can do with that. Okay, even stroke, straight forward, straight back, just like the way we applied it. All right, I kind of feel like this is cheating a little bit because I'm not really sure what's in the ceramic wash and coat, but hey, let's see what it does anyway. Oh yeah. Instantly a difference. So yeah, it does definitely rejuvenate. You can see that. Maybe not as good as it was initially, but boy, that does make a difference too. Well, my suggestion, if you do get the CMX kit, make sure you get the ceramic wash and coat too. Okay, it's been 5 months, and check this out. I think these might be the most dramatic results yet. After all this time, I haven't done a thing with this in 5 months. Look how it's sheeting off on the driver's side compared to the other side. There is a noticeable difference after 5 months. I was really encouraged by the results from the test vehicle, so I took a leap of faith here and I wanted to try the ceramic coat on something that's really hard to keep clean, and that's these wheels. They're wonderful wheels, but boy, are they a nightmare to clean. So I really scrubbed them up, and then I went through with the surface prep and cleaned these as well. And then I went through, same process, put on the ceramic coat spray, let it sit for about 10 minutes and buffed it off. Now I didn't do the other side, so I only did one wheel, kind of strange, but what I really want to find out is if the brake dust sticks to this wheel more or the same as the other side. And my expectations are that the brake dust isn't going to stick to this wheel while dry as much as the other side. So that's going to be an interesting test. We'll see what happens. Okay, here's our untreated side, and you can see there's plenty of brake dust. You go like that, you can definitely see it's there. So let's give it a spray and see if it cleans that off at all. Okay, well, it washed some off, but let's check it to see if it really cleaned it off. Yeah, not a whole lot different than the other side, but there's no beading action. Okay, well, here is a little surprise. On the passenger side, where I did not use any CMX ceramic coat on the wheel, it didn't beat up at all as it normally does. The water's still just kind of wet and sitting on there. However, even after I used some brake dust remover on the treated side, it still beat it up really well. So here's the bottom line. Mother's CMX ceramic spray coating works when you follow their directions. Maybe not as well as expensive professional jobs, but for under 50 bucks for the surface prep, the spray coating, and the washing coat, it's worth it. And it's easy. And it does a nice job to keep water spots off your wheels too. So buy the whole kit. It's worth it.